Well, new computer, new me.
That's what we sound like.
Welcome to the podcast where we talk about anything and everything that comes out of the crap shoot. I'm your host, JD. This is my co-host,
Time.
James. I call him James. Everyone else calls him Jimmy. It just works like that.
It's a little bit weird.
A lot of things have happened this week, James.
No.
First off, I just have to say,
Are you sure?
you have no bitches. You're Rizless. You're
Wait, hold on. Let me pull it up. Hold on.
The last video we did was not super well received, James.
I don't know what you. Oh wait, hold on. We do have one. Okay, wait. Start saying it.
I think part of the reason why was that I kind of clickbaited everyone. I put in the title.
No. I don't believe it.
I put in the title that Invincible season 3 finale is bad, and I think most people just they saw that title and they clicked on the video, didn't watch it, and then just downvoted it or like disliked it, and then moved on with their lives. Which it's okay.
Yeah, if you're an idiot.
I'm not gonna say that that's just like a terrible thing to do or whatever, but I actually did get some constructive criticism from people, James, because most of the time whenever that happens
from one person.
I mean, well, yeah, from one person.
By the way, I went to his videos because I was like, I wonder what his content's like. And
Did you?
He does like 15-minute reviews, and he did like 3 of them a year ago. But like in his comments, he has one person who wrote, "This review sucks," and he like went off on them.
Maybe he was just having a bad day. I know James is the one to get immediately. Sorry, it might be a little loud. James is the one that immediately gets angry about getting some bad comments, feeling a little unjustified.
Angry. I was excited. What are you talking about?
No. You should have seen our DMs. You should have seen the DMs that James sent me after that video. But I took it a bit less serious just because all of the things that comment said that was critical about the video is exactly the same thing my parents say when they watch the crap shoot.
Yeah, but your parents are like boomers.
Yeah, so maybe that guy's a boomer. James, maybe he's old.
He's not. I heard his voice. He's young.
You sure?
He's like 30s at most.
I mean, the way he did type the comment out did seem a bit on the younger side. Do you have the sound clip that goes "hell no"? That one.
Oh,
I think he put that in. But I appreciate any kind of criticism you want. No, not that one. That was also really loud.
That was really loud on my end too. I was not expecting to be that loud.
Yeah, I'm down for any criticism you want to put for the podcast. Any way you think that could make the podcast a bit better. So hey, comment it up. It only helps.
Or
no, obviously you could have worded it a little bit more polite.
I don't know. I think less than 2 minutes into whatever this is, and
whatever this is,
nope out. This is obnoxious. It's because just a bunch of loud noise overlapping. No cohesion, no charisma from either co-host.
No Riz.
No peaches.
No Riz. No bitches.
I shudder.
Your fit is bad.
I shudder to think how long it'll even take for y'all to start talking about Invincible.
You know what though? It did take like 20 minutes to talk about Invincible.
Because we weren't talking about Invincible.
Yeah, we weren't talking about Invincible.
This is the problem with doing just the one title thing and making the entire podcast seem like it's about the one thing.
Yeah, but the thing is, we did the multiple title thing, and nobody clicks on those. I just have to say,
nobody clicks on them anyways.
I mean, we've been getting more clicks than before. I don't know if you remember, James, but the dark history of Crap Shoot is when it had like 1 or 2 views each video. Remember that?
Every time.
Remember that?
Dude.
And then when I switched to what was it? When I switched to single title videos. When I switched to single
in the summer,
James,
3 views.
This is exactly what that person was talking about. Of you talking over
Savior, 2 views. I'm sorry, Jay. I thought these were the one title titles.
They are. They are still going to be because there
And
is a title. There is a topic I want to talk
look at
about.
those little view amounts that they have.
There is a topic that I want to talk about. A main topic I want to
Views.
talk about this time. So obviously, if you're like a new guy, you're already coming in with like a bad impression because we're bad mouthing something that you like. Like I'm pretty sure they were all Invincible fanboys that came in and disliked the video because we called it bad.
Oh yeah, how many dislikes did we get?
I'm surprised that they didn't know that the thumbnail was of the they probably didn't know the thumbnail was the IGN review because I don't know. I
It
thought
looks like it is.
it is well it is this thumbnail. The
I know that's why
IGN
I'm saying
review.
like I think they knew.
Oh,
JD,
you
I
thought
think
they
they're
knew?
aware. I think they knew, but I think they that you were agreeing with them
Oh, I was though.
anyways,
Yeah,
and
I
they didn't
was.
watch, so they just disliked. Listen to the beginning where I was trying to do the conquest monologue, and you were trying to do the rest of the intro over it, and they
Yeah.
were just like, "Yeah, okay, dislike, leave."
Yeah, if you're not in the know,
Which
that's
was
just it's
literally
just a
the
bit
only
that me and
reason I
James
clicked
does.
on this video.
It's just a bit that me and James does. We talk over each other, try to ignore what each other is saying, and then it becomes quite horrendous to
I'm
listen
doing my
to.
intro right now.
You know, I listened to it myself, and you know, I didn't know what you were talking about at the beginning of the video, so
You haven't
you were
seen
just
it either,
mumbling.
though, so it means nothing to you.
Exactly,
You
it just
haven't
means
watched the
nothing.
show. You're a fake fan, JD.
Anyway, though, it's not even the most disliked crapshoot. Period.
How many dislikes though?
It
That's what I'm
has
curious about.
three, three dislikes.
Really?
Yep, that's what it's saying. It says 2 likes, 3 dislikes. So you know what?
I
That is
I'm
not bad
disappointed.
actually.
I'm disappointed
I think
actually.
it might be
You
because
know what? I'm revoking my like.
after the what was it? After that comment dropped, I realized, oh yeah, it does take a while for us to get to talking about Invincible, and that's probably what most people click on the video want to watch. So I put a timestamp in there of when we start
Mhm.
talking about the main topic of that video, which was the IGN Invincible review. I did agree with it, by the way. Still haven't watched it,
You still haven't
but
watched it,
I
so I don't
agree
care
with
what
it.
your agreement is.
Yeah.
I still agree with it.
Oh,
Don't care.
sure, James.
Didn't ask. Didn't ask.
But ever since I swapped to the single title videos, they've been getting double digits. So, you know, that's an improvement
I mean,
on my side.
again, we can scroll back to the early stuff when we were still in the,
Oh,
below hundreds,
I
and
should
you're
just
doing the single
turn that
titles,
off.
and we were getting 3 views. Papa's making money now.
Well, it was this. It's both. It both has to be a single title and also a topical title. Otherwise, you know, just doesn't do too
G
well.
Savior is untopical.
Um, I don't have to answer that one.
Legally, you have to.
Okay, no, it's not topical.
What?
Hmm.
It just can't be.
Anyway, though, the main topic of the video,
Mm-hmm.
James. We've made videos about this guy before, and
Asmongold?
I don't know if you've been following him or the news about him, but I have been,
Yeah,
and
definitely not Asmongold.
it's been just a like a downhill roller coaster since
This could be anybody.
a
I'm
couple
literally
months
trying to
ago.
think.
He's a
This could
streamer.
be
Hey, let me give you
anybody.
some hints. He's a streamer,
Okay, Asmongold.
uh, but he's not on Twitch,
Aiden Ross.
and he's no longer on Kick. And he might not be.
Um,
He's not as big of a dog as those guys are. He's just
okay.
yeah, and he's
Okay.
also not in this country.
Andrew Tate?
It's
Sorry,
close.
I forgot.
It's
He's
close.
back. He's back. I forgot he's back. They dropped all
You probably don't
Travis.
know him, but Johnny Somali is who I want to talk about,
Oh, okay.
and he's been.
Mr. Smalls.
So I don't think we've covered him ever since ever since he went to Korea the first time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that video, actually, funny enough, that video is also not super well received.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm seeing it right now.
Which video is it? Just let me know. I want to go look it up.
209, Crapshoot 209.
209. Oh, that's not
Yeah.
too long ago.
It
That's
it has
very
one
recent.
less dislike than our most recent one.
4 comments. Cool. Boy, can't wait to read them.
Are there 4? I didn't even realize there's so many comments. I don't even look at my comments.
Trance talking about how he only watches Crapshoot. Okay, well, at least I mean, I was expecting like see because you were like, this is the most disliked. I was expecting to see it,
No, no, no.
less well received.
The most disliked crapshoot was still the first super mega one that we made about the Tucker
Oh yeah,
lawsuit
that's
one.
great. I love that
Yeah, that
one.
was a good
Wait,
one, honestly.
that one was the most disliked?
Yeah, I think it has like
What?
12-ish dislikes on it.
Oh, how many likes?
It has 41 likes and 12
That's
dislikes.
still my
So I mean,
favorite
in
one. That's one of my favorite ones we've ever done.
ratio wise, it's not that bad. Ratio wise, it's not the worst. But
It's again, it's still my favorite one that we've done too. So I'm happy that one's our
it's
best
just because
one.
kind of came out of nowhere for me. Came out of nowhere for both of us. So Johnny Somali, guess what? He's still in Korea. It's
What?
because he's actually been
Nani?
convicted of like several criminal charges.
No.
I think some of them are felonies. Some of them are little
I
like
thought you were about to say
misdemeanors,
some of them
I
are
guess.
fentanyl.
Some of he's fentanyl coated, James. He's a fentanyl coated
Jesus.
man.
That is
I mean,
there's
he's
some undertones to it.
the thing is, he's on drugs 100%. And it's
Oh,
not, I'm not talking about
absolutely.
alcohol either. I'm talking about like pills or something. Because he's
Here's my thing. I don't
okay.
agree that alcohol is a drug. You can abuse it, but it's not a drug per se.
I think it's a drug, in my
Well,
opinion.
I don't think it's in the same like it's its own like kind of
You kind of
little
sound
thing.
like an
It's not
East Asianer right now, James.
no.
You kind of sound like an East
I mean
Asianer.
that's because I
You
mean
sound like a South Korean where they think they're
I
like
mean white
super
boy.
heavy
I
down
am.
on drug use, but they're like all alcoholics.
Okay, calm down, white boy. You don't get to call us out like that.
I can if it's true, and I
Uh,
will. It's for the better
no
of your
racism.
people, James. I'm trying to help you guys out. You know, as a person
Me.
standing up on a as a person who's up here, James, I'm trying to reach down and help you guys out. You know,
You're saying that, but you're on your knees.
screw me if I'm if you don't want to take my hand, that's okay.
I'd rather not.
Okay, that's fine.
Screw you. I mean, I'll take your hand.
I will take your hand and I'll drag you down with me. But yeah, he's been
Okay.
so I don't know if we went over this the first time around of what he did in Korea, but we'll just do a quick recap
Press fast
of what he
and
did.
more.
So basically, it's right after he did all his shenanigans in Japan, and so he gets kicked out of the country. He gets kicked out of Japan, and so
Wait,
he
were you
goes to
talking about
Korea.
Logan Paul or Johnny Somali?
Johnny Somali. Did Logan Paul ever get kicked out of Japan?
He did.
Okay.
He's allowed to come back, but he said he won't unless he's invited.
That's probably good for
Such a
Japanese
dickhead.
people.
He's such a dickhead. I'm not going to come back
I don't think
unless
Johnny
they
Somali is
tell
allowed
me I
back
can.
though. So,
No. Well, he has the service. We'll get there.
okay, so he then goes to Korea, right? And he basically does the same thing he does in Japan, but in Korea. And I guess Koreans they're a bit more they're a bit more combative, a bit more aggressive. You know, they don't take kindly to foreigners
I
doing
never would have
terrible
guessed.
things, doing what was it, harassing their people. So he goes around and he does a variety of things, mostly just harassing people. I think he walks around with like a rotting fish in a bag, and he like walks up to people, asks them to like smell it or something. I don't know. I don't know what he does with
Okay,
it.
so he's doing exactly what Logan Paul did in Japan.
He goes to these statues. I forgot what they were called, but they're like these statues that are supposed to symbolize or like memorialize all of the SA victims from one of the wars that they had. And so he does like provocative dances around these statues, and I think he throws oil on them. He like pours oil on them, then he starts dancing around them naked. And by
That's
naked I
just
mean he's like
defacing of
shirtless.
private property.
Yeah, so that wasn't too cool. He deep
What?
faked.
No, that's people like that.
He deep faked a few random Korean streamers into like he showed a deep fake video of them like kissing or making out.
Weird.
So that one was a felony, by the way. That one was the
Yeah, it
felony.
makes sense.
In Korea,
It's also
in Korea
weird.
that's pretty serious.
Can we make that a felony here to do that kind of stuff with deepfakes? I
Um,
feel like
I'm
we
okay with
have to
it.
punish it properly,
I mean,
or
lawmakers.
it'll be abused.
Okay, well, you could send a letter to lawmakers, have them put them in there.
Yeah, they're gonna really listen.
Yeah, they're gonna be like deepfakes. What is that? And then you make a deepfake of them doing something, and then they'll listen, James. You know what I'm saying? You can do it right now. It's not legal.
I'm actually making it as we speak. I'm making John Fetterman not drive with a DUI. He'll be really upset because he's like, no, I always drive drunk.
But yeah, so he did that, and then I think he walked into a convenience store and started cooking himself some like ramen cup ramen uh at
Classic
the
prank.
entrance of this store, and he's like harassing the old lady who owns the store. I think she's like asking him to leave, and then he curses at her, and then he starts like pouring his like cup ramen, like he messily eats. He eats like you, James. If you're like hungry,
That
you just
is
got
not true.
you eats like you, James. If
I'm
you're
such a clean
hungry
eater.
and you got
I'm
like a
such a
big
clean
bag
eater.
of
That's so not
Wendy's right in
true.
front of you,
I
like
haven't had Wendy's
like
since we ate
fresh
last.
Wendy's combo meal 5. If you had that right in front of you, you just like tear into it, like
No, no,
juices flying everywhere.
no.
Yeah, so he picks up this ramen and he like pours all the water onto the table that he's at, and then he picks up some like strands of noodles and starts throwing them at the doorway to the store. So he was charged with I think obstructing business or something. I think that's what it
Sounds
was
about right.
called. Obstructing business. I think he did that at a couple stores, so it's multiple obstruction of businesses.
Instructions of the law.
Yeah. So I think that's where we left off last time.
Yeah, because
If
he'd just been arrested and we talked about it.
Yeah. So well, he was arrested, like taken in, and then he was released like shortly after because they still have to like
Hmm.
investigate and stuff. So fast forward to like a couple weeks ago ish, that his trial date was like set for some of the crimes. It was not all of them. I think
Right.
it was the obstruction of business and also the harassing of people. So those like smaller crimes are what was this trial for? And the funny thing is a bunch of the content creators that I've seen make videos on Johnny Somali, like some of them actually flew out to Korea to like
I saw people like
to go
outside
to
the
his
courtroom.
trial, and
I saw a
all of
lot of
them
people
had
just
like
outside the
all of them had
courtroom doing
like
like
this
live
the most
streaming.
smug face, like
Hmm.
they just basically took a vacation to Korea for this trial.
What's the purpose of your stay? To watch Johnny Smalley trial.
Work
Right away, sir.
right away. Funny enough, the
Doesn't
trial
give you
was
an
like
escort.
10 minutes long itself, like around
Well,
10
yeah, he
minutes
also
long.
didn't show up, didn't
It was a
he?
very short
Like
trial.
he was really late.
Yeah, so it turns out that the night before, Johnny Somali, he decided to get really drunk on stream.
Smart,
He's
smart.
banned off Twitch and off Kick, so he
What?
streams on another platform. I don't know what it is.
What? What else is there?
I don't know. I don't, that's why I don't know.
I'm just trying to think like where else will people gotta watch? There's no way people like him this much.
I don't think he has a lot of viewers actually. Like viewers that watch his stream. There's probably
No
just a lot of people
viewers.
who watch clips of his stream through the other content creators that make fun of him. So yeah, so
It's
the
like
night
the
before
advertisement gold watcher.
he streamed himself drinking a ton, and so
Good
he
idea.
was hungover for the trial. Like in his late night stream, uh, I think he got so drunk he just threw up all over the place,
Ugh.
and he's staying. Okay, there's this other guy in Korea who's like basically supporting Johnny like financially, and his name is Hank. I think Hank is his name, and
His
he's
name
like,
is Hank.
yeah, it's Hank. He's like I think he's a Korean American, something like that. And basically he's got like a rich family
It's
in
the only way you
Korea.
get away with the name like Hank in Korea, so I have to imagine.
He's got a rich family in Korea, and he's also kind of a troublemaker. So
I never would have guessed. Friend of Johnny Somali is a troublemaker.
yeah,
John.
well, not only is he a friend, it's rumored that he's gay and he likes Johnny Somali in that way.
Okay.
And the rumor is based off Hank himself being on a podcast being like, I like men. So,
It's okay. So is this a rumor or is
well,
or these?
it's a rumor that he's doing it with Johnny Somali because it's not confirmed. But it's not a rumor that Hank is gay. I think it is just
Yeah, but
confirmed.
is this like a rumor in the
I
same
think
way everyone
I
was
think
like Nick Fuentes is gay and it's
Hank
like
just likes dudes.
objectively, yeah, he is.
And so he's like so Johnny Somali's at Hank's place, like Hank's apartment, streaming because
Every time
apparently
you say
under
Hank, I just want to go Walter.
so apparently Johnny Somali can't be working in Korea. He's not allowed to work because
He doesn't have like a
he's got like active charges against him, so he's not allowed to work. But he also has to pay off the fines, like because he's been fined before for doing stuff.
right.
So he has to pay off fines, but he can't work. And technically, him streaming is working, so he's like kind of breaking that rule of not being allowed to work.
No. Good old Johnny?
Yeah, Johnny.
Good old stays out of trouble Somali?
Yeah, stays out of trouble, Somali. Holy. So he drinks himself drunk, and he throws up all over Hank's apartment in that stream. And I think he does. No one shows it. They just say that he does it, but no one shows the clip of him like slurping back up the vomit that he threw up on his stream. But you know, everyone's just like, he did do that, but I'm not going to show you that because
understandable.
You know, obviously. So anyway, that was like,
thank you. I don't want to see it.
So that was the previous night, and then trial day next day. All of the content creators are like waiting in the trial room, I think, like an hour beforehand, and they're just waiting because Johnny Somali is late. I think he's late about an hour. He's about an hour late to his own trial, and so he walks in through the doors, and I think he was late an hour because his lawyer was like trying to get him to sober up because he was still like, you know, messed up from the drinking.
Visibly and physically drunk.
Yeah, so he was like still hungover. So like they were trying to sober him up before the trial. So he walks in an hour late, and he's got like an oversized white suit on because he doesn't have his own suit.
I heard he was like dressed very like sloppily and like kind of clownish.
It's because I kind of relate to him at this level, wearing oversized stuff because Johnny Somali's not a big guy. I don't know if you knew this, but the dude is like tiny.
Yeah,
I can't relate to that, but you know, he's wearing Hank's suit, so that's why it's like huge on him.
This isn't helping the allegations.
Exactly. He's wearing Hank's white suit, and Hank is a bigger guy, so it's like he's just wearing this really oversized suit as he walks in, and then he sees all of the content creators that make videos about him over like sitting in the corners, and he starts making faces at them or something like blowing a raspberry, sticking his tongue out.
Right, I heard he was doing stuff like that.
Yeah, I think what I know the content creators. One of them is legal mindset, like a lawyer, an actual lawyer, who's also a YouTuber, and he's been covering a lot of this stuff for Johnny Somali. I've been watching some of his videos about it. Another content creator, Atozi. I don't know if it's Atozi or it's pronounced a different way.
Atozi.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's Atozi. So he's also there, and I think Johnny Somali starts making faces at Legal Mindset because I think they just like Johnny Somali just hates them because first little.
I can't imagine why.
First little trivia piece about him is that Johnny Somali's name is actually like Ramsey, I think, Ramsey Ishmael. And he hates when his name is used. So the thing is, Legal Mindset only refers to Johnny Somali as Ramsey Ishmael.
Ramsey, sorry, not Randy. Ramsey.
You know, like Gordon Ramsay, that kind of Ramsey.
Yeah, I've heard of the man.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know who else. I don't know what Ishmael. Who else is an Ishmael? But anyway, so yeah,
I
his
think
actual name
biblically
is
somebody is.
his his actual name is Ramsey Ishmael, and he hates his real name. So legal mindset only refers to him as his real name, which is Ramsey.
That's
So
great.
he walks into the court. He starts making faces at a legal mindset, and I think everyone sees it. Everyone sees him making faces at legal mindset, including the judge. So
Oh, perfect. I
yeah,
mean, that's the last person you want to be doing this in front
and
of.
I know it's insane. I have a vague feeling, and I'll tell you about it later on. But so this he walks in, starts making faces, then he keeps on
Mhm.
walking. He's wearing a MAGA hat, a red MAGA hat.
Yeah, I heard he did that, and
So apparently,
it's a choice. It's a choice.
it's not that he. I don't know if he actually is a Trump supporter or not. I don't think he really cares. I think he might be thinking, "Oh, the only people I can get on my side are like these right wingers, and maybe Trump will like save me from this
Yes,
predicament or something."
the classic MAGA South Koreans.
Yeah. So he walks in wearing the MAGA hat. I know you would appreciate that, James. It's quite high
Commonly
fashion.
known.
The guard that is on the walkway toward his seating area is like, take off your hat. And then Johnny, he takes off his hat, and then as he walks toward his the seating area, he turns around and starts making faces again, I think, at
Perfect.
Legal Mindset and
Perfect
Atozi.
time.
And then
Perfect time to
he
do
puts his
this.
hat back on, and then the guard like immediately goes like, "Hey, you need to take your hat off," like again. So he warns him again. Yeah. So he takes his hat off, and I think he sits in the wrong place. So basically, the courtroom is like in the middle of the courtroom. There's some seats for like interpreters or scribes, or I don't know what they do really, but that's not where like
Hecklers.
the prosecution or the defense sits. So
It's for
there's
the
some
people who
seats
throw
in the middle.
popcorn at you when you make a bad call.
There's some seats in the middle, and on each side, the right side, no, the left side is like the prosecution, the right side is the
The
defense,
right.
and then behind the middle seats is the judge. So Johnny Somali, he sits where the interpreters are supposed to be sitting, like in the middle of the court, and so he's told to get up and move over to the right side. Which I don't even know how that happened because I assume he knows what his
Is
lawyer
he
looks like.
still drunk?
He might be. I think he
I'm
might
gonna
be.
be honest.
I
There's
don't know
only
if an
one
hour
answer
is. I
here.
don't know if an hour is a long or like that's long enough time to sober up from a
If
hangover.
you're like so wrecked by drinking
He was
that
drinking. He drank to the point of throwing up. Is that like enough
right,
to?
do we have like a bottle counter and like we know what he
No,
was
I don't
drinking?
know.
Because
Apparently,
that would definitely be an idea.
everyone makes fun of him for being a lightweight at drinking because they said something like he drinks like beers a can or cans of beer,
Beer's a
and
can. No, beer's a can.
yeah, he drinks two he drinks two cans of beer and he's already like smashed or something. I don't know. I
To
can't
be
confirm that.
fair, I do that as well. I am terrible with alcohol. It's why I don't like drinking. When I do drunk streams, it's a once in a while. It's
I
not something I do often.
I don't drink. Period. I don't know if I'm a lightweight or a heavyweight. If
I
I had to
mean,
guess,
if you're somebody who doesn't drink, then yes, you will be.
if I guess, I'm pretty much a lightweight because I don't want to admit this out loud usually, so I can
We
make
need
sure
to
I
do a
edit
drunk
this out
crap
later.
shoot.
But I'm not a big guy, so that
We gotta
also
do a
might
drunk crap
contribute to the
shoot.
fact that I'm not a very heavy drinker. So he sits down and then they start
Hmm.
deliberating on the stuff. I think he gets asked what he's doing, like as for like work or something, because he's not supposed to be working. And
Right.
so he says he's like a student, I think. Johnny Somali says he's a student.
Who's Johnny? I thought we were talking about Ramsey.
Sorry, Ramsey. Ramsey said he's a student.
Get it right.
And then he gets asked where he's currently living, like the address. And I think Ramsey is just he likes to make a lot of like these racist jokes
I
in his
never would
streams
have
and stuff
guessed.
where like he's like I don't speak Korean, I don't speak this jabbery tube, this ching chong thing. That's what he says
I
in his streams.
didn't he do that to a guy too, and they like walked up behind him and fucking smacked the shit out of him for saying it.
That might have happened, yeah. It's happened.
I feel like I saw that.
I feel like that's happened multiple times. So
I feel like he was like actively he had somebody else's face like superimposed on his like a filter, like some kind of face filter at the time, which is
yeah,
why when you were mentioning like the other Korean VTubers, I was like, yeah, that does sound familiar, because I've seen an angle of Johnny Somali recording himself where like there was a face glitching onto his and it was an Asian person. I'm like, what is this?
I
What am
don't
I
know.
watching?
I don't know that one. But he gets asked his address and he says he doesn't speak Korean. And then I think the judge and the interpreters are there translating everything into English, like perfect English for Ramsey. And the judge can also speak a little bit of English, like he understands it and speaks a little bit. So he tells him to just say the address, like number in English. He can just say it in English. So yeah, then he does, and I think he's pled guilty. He pleads guilty to all of the charges that for that particular trial, which were the it was harassing people with a fish. That was one of them. Twerking on like buses and in public spaces or something. That was another one. And I think the third one was the obstruction of business, the one where he was throwing the ramen everywhere and shouting at the old lady. So he pled guilty to three of them. And then I think, I don't know how, I don't know if this is the right process to go through, but the judge drops a fourth charge on them, like out of nowhere. And
Hey, this is my stand.
so
Fourth charge.
yeah, the judge drops a fourth charge on them out of nowhere. He's like, so do you guys know about the fourth charge against you guys? And so they don't. So his lawyer,
Is it he drops it on nowhere, or it always existed and they had no clue? They were that
it's said
unprepared.
that he drops it out of nowhere.
Okay.
They have no clue about this fourth charge until
Okay.
this moment. So his lawyer is like surprise Pikachu face, and then Ramsey is like surprise Pikachu face because they never heard about this fourth charge. So they get like
Right.
the papers delivered to them like right there, and then they plead guilty to the three charges at the trial, and then they need like 3 weeks to deliberate on the fourth
And
charge.
what's the fourth one?
I I don't I don't remember what the fourth one. I think it was another obstruction of business.
I'm gonna look up uh Ramsey Ishmael charges.
Yeah, that'll help it out.
Um, one obstruction of businesses and two minor crime act violences. Let's see. There's not listing a fourth charge.
Yeah, but the fourth charge was a big moment in that trial. So I don't know if we know what the fourth charge is yet. I think Legal Mindset made a video saying that what the fourth charge was, and I didn't see that, so I
Two
don't know.
counts of obstruction of business and two counts of violating the Minor Crimes Act.
Okay, so
To be exact.
it
Okay.
was another obstruction of business, which by the
Yeah.
way is a felony. So
God, this guy just does not look great in any of these photos that they're using for the thumbnails on
I
all
don't
these
think the dude
articles.
looks great. Period. I don't think he's just a great
No,
looking dude.
I think anybody can look good. You just got to put in the effort, but like he is very clearly not trying to. And it's also
No.
a lot of screen grabs from him randomly in streams, and he just looks so fucking bad shit. He looks terrible.
Yeah,
Also, the
it's
blonde
because
hair
he's
is not working.
constantly drunk or on drugs like the whole time that
Dude,
he's
he
in
looks
Korea.
it too. He looks it.
Yeah, he's just constantly on drugs.
He's got those dark eye circles.
Yeah,
That
so
man is
that basically
not
concludes the
good.
trial. He pleads guilty, and then they have to. They actually assigned him like another trial on a different day, or it's not even like another trial. It's like another meeting in order to figure out when the next trial is. So it's like another meeting to figure out when the trial is. So that's gonna happen in like a couple months, few months. I don't know. All this time, by the way, he's not allowed to leave Korea. Like he's stuck in Korea. So he's been in Korea this whole time.
I'm betting he's loving it.
Yeah. So all the
I mean,
content creators,
he gets to be with Hank all the time. He must love it.
that's true.
His bear,
He's with his childhood sweetheart Hank.
the bear to his twink.
Yeah, exactly. And so
Ah,
that's not
yes,
the end of the story though, because there's
Hank and
more.
Ramsey.
There's more. So obviously after that, all the content creators, I think they're still just having a fun time in Korea. They all started hanging out with each other after the trial. Like they went to like a
I saw the clip of like them just like hanging out together in a
they're like
group, and it
eating
ended
at
up
they're
just like
eating at like some restaurant outside the trial area,
these guys have
like
all
just
become best friends.
talking about Johnny Somali. So I think they still might be in Korea, or they might have already left. But so Johnny he kept on streaming. So he keeps on streaming after this
Smart
trial.
idea. Smart idea.
Uh,
I
meanwhile,
can't see how this would go wrong.
meanwhile, there's another group of streamers that are traveling around the East Asian area. Do you know who Ice Poseidon is?
Yeah, I have a I have a dislike for Johnny Smalley because he's like a public nuisance. I have a
Yeah.
visceral hatred for Ice Poseidon because he is like a fucking threat to people. I think he's a genuine like threat to people.
I don't know that
Uh,
much about Ice Poseidon. I just know that he's not
he
a great
preys on
dude.
the mentally ill.
Yeah, I
That's not even like me trying to make a joke. That's just genuinely what he does.
yeah, so he's been streaming in real life with like a group of
Also,
other
isn't
streamers.
he, just as a side note, isn't he the guy that's done like the several crypto rug pulls? He keeps getting
I
called
think
out for it.
I've definitely heard about him doing one of them. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he did more than one.
He's like that one where like he got caught doing it. He's like, okay,
He's the one
and
who
he just
admitted
ran
it
away with
to
the
he's the
money.
one who
Yeah.
admitted to it. Yeah.
Yeah, he admitted to it. That's what it was.
Yeah, he was like he got on a call with someone and he's just like,
Like
"Yeah, it was
Condzilla or
just a rug
something.
pull and I want to thank you all for giving me your money and that's it."
He just left.
Yep, that was it. So he's streaming in like Japan
Oh,
at the like
dude,
summer around this
what is
time.
their obsession? They like it's
I
all
don't
the
know.
same dudes just go to
Well, it's because
Asia,
they
but
know
not
they can.
like India, Asia. Like everywhere else.
Well, they know they can get away with a bunch of shit in Japan. Because
Dude, it's
if
so
they did any of the stuff they were doing in like China, they wouldn't be getting out of China. Like they have like the local police on them like immediately because they don't take too kindly to foreigners like you,
strung up in
James.
the streets.
Yeah,
I
but
would be
apparently
they
Japan
would
is a bit
love
more
me.
lax.
I'm sorry, JD, people in China would look at me and they're like, ah, Trump.
They probably would actually. You kind of
I gotta start doing the Trump walk where like he leans almost his entire body forward and literally just sits on his tiptoes, like
yeah.
trying to
Like
balance out.
every time we do a food review, you should sit like how Trump sits, where he never uses the backrest of his chair. He's always leaned
He's
forward, elbows
always
on his
yeah,
knees.
dude, he's a
Elbows on his
vulture.
knees. His head is like cocked to the side, but away from the dude. And then he's always
Unironically,
side eyeing you.
unironically, Trump is built like a vulture.
He's always side eyeing you. You should just sit like that the whole time.
I mean, I do. That's how I'm sitting right now. You don't gotta tell
As
me
we
twice. I'm already
speak.
doing it as
Yeah.
we
So
speak.
Ice Poseidon, he's been streaming with a bunch of other streamers over in Japan. There's like a bunch of like IRL streamers that are
There's an
in
army
this
of
group.
incels.
I think one of
Our
them.
worlds are in danger.
So it's not Ice Poseidon himself, but one of them in the group. His name is like something homeless, like actually homeless or sort of homeless. He's called like that username, and so
Mhm.
he takes his Japanese girlfriend and they go to Korea to just like have fun there, I guess.
Okay.
And
Something ominous happening here. I don't
yeah,
like where this is going.
it connects. So he's this guy homeless. He's streaming with his girlfriend in Korea,
Right.
and guess who decided to show up on
Johnny
their
Somali.
stream?
Johnny Somali.
Our boy
The baby
Ramsey
boy,
Ishmael.
Ramsey.
The Ramsey Ishmael drops a surprise cameo on Homeless's stream. And another thing
On your
about
left.
he basically does pull that on his stream. So another thing you might not know about Ramsey is that he really wants to get in on this circle of in real life streamers around Ice Poseidon.
I bet he does.
Like
He's
that's like he
I
hopes to be
literally
like
have nothing more than this. This is
he,
my only aspiration in life.
yeah, he really wants to be like one of the streamers in that circle to kind of just do in real life streams with. And so he stream snipes homeless in Korea,
Ooh.
and
Oh,
so he
I thought he was like invited on. He literally.
no,
Oh,
he was
that's
not invited.
weird.
He was
Oh,
not
that's so
invited.
weird.
No, he stream snipes them, and they're at like a bar at night or something, and so
It's so fucking weird.
Ramsey shows up.
They could not have done this in a less normal way.
Ramsey shows up uh, to this bar after stream sniping this guy, right? And it gets more
Right.
insane. So he shows up, and then this guy's like,
How?
"No, you cannot be here right now. You got to leave us alone, dude." Because I think there is a rule where if you're streaming on Twitch, you can't show someone who's been banned off Twitch or something.
Yeah, it's like why people, when discussing people like Sex Destiny, Destiny, they won't show his face because they're not allowed to and whatnot.
Right. So Ramsey shows up, and he's immediately like, "No, dude, you got to get away from us. Like, leave." And he doesn't. So he tries getting like the bar.
Don't make me side with the Ice Poseidon friend. Don't make me have to side with him here,
Well,
Ramsey.
you might have to side with him because it's pretty.
Oh,
He is the victim in this scenario. He is the victim in this
yes.
current scenario. He is. So this guy, he asked the bar owner, I think, to kick Ramsey out, and the bar owner doesn't because there's not like a great reason to, because he hasn't done
Or
anything
just stares
except come in and just
blankly at
stand
him with a
there.
Kurt Angle stare.
Yeah, he just comes in and stands there, and then Ramsey's like, "Hey man, what's up?" He's like pretending he's friends with this guy,
Right.
which I don't think he is. So
No, they're best of friends.
yeah, he's getting all friendly with this dude, Chummy, and he's also
they're
trying to get
buds.
friendly with like his girlfriend and stuff, and that's making them both uncomfortable. So they both leave the bar, and Johnny just follows them. He follows them out, and they're walking on the sidewalk to wherever other place. I don't think they have a
Why is
destination in
he
mind.
doing this?
He doesn't have a destination in mind. They're just walking to try and get away from him. But
God.
Johnny's like sticking to them like glue
Who's
for like a
Johnny?
good like 10 minutes ish. And then, when they realize that he's not going to leave, they like,
This is so fucking weird. I'm sorry.
they
This
start,
is
it is
so
weird.
fucking
It is
weird.
weird.
It's just where in your mind you get the idea like if I keep following them, they'll accept me into the group.
Yeah.
Where does that pan out for you mentally? Where does that click? Where do you think that's like a yeah, that's what the case will
Well,
be?
what if I told you that it never clicks? What if I told you that
See,
it's
I
just
already
an
know
open
this.
bridge?
It's an open bridge.
It's an open bridge, and Johnny Somali's sailing right through it.
And he's
So
crossing it
yeah,
again and
and
again and again.
he's trying to drive across.
There's a
So
troll toll, but this man does not care. He keeps going, and he is not paying attention.
yeah, he's one of the people to drive his car through a stop sign and hold out his arm to stop oncoming traffic by saying, "Hey, no,
Yo,
I've got the right of way here."
it's a great
Which, by the way, that
example.
happened to me and William the other day when we were going to the gym. Is that we hit like a four-way stop sign, and then some dude just decided to ignore the stop sign. He put out his arm
No,
outside his window at us to tell us to stop as he's driving through it.
dude.
And I look over at William's face because I don't get road rage that much. But William does, and he's just got like the meanest like
That man became Williams' project.
he's got like the meanest face on I've ever seen. It was so funny.
No, I get it. It's
He's
so
just like, these
like
people have no idea how to drive.
no, it's just I understand. For this moment, I understand because like
Mhm.
whenever I do like road rage, it's mostly fake, and then there's like some genuineness
Yeah.
whenever like especially when I do it like for the camera, like when we're coming back from level up and whatnot, or when we're driving around.
Yeah. Whenever
I do it as a
I'm hanging out
joke.
with you, you like crank it up to like 11.
Yeah, like I do it as a bit.
Yeah, for the bit.
But like there is genuine moments, and that would be a moment where I wouldn't like get like rageful. I'd be like
You'd be
internally like
silent.
actually angry, and this would be the I'm not doing bits right now. I'm gonna just
You'd be
drive.
steaming. I'd be like,
I'm
James,
gonna
what do
roll
you
up
think
on this
about
guy.
that? And then you just not reply to me. You just straight faced, just keep on driving.
It's the drive meme. I'm upside down.
Yeah, so Johnny Swally keeps following them, and then they start calling out for like police or whatever to like call police because they're
Understandable.
getting stalked. They're calling out
Understandable.
like stalker. Understandable.
Is he gonna get a stalking charge by the end of this?
Yes. But more things happen, James. So
No, what?
so he's following them, and then they start like running, like they just start like running, trying to run
Jesus
away from him.
Christ.
And so Johnny Smalley's like chasing after them, like running after them
Stop.
in the
Learn,
Korean
learn the.
streets.
Oh my God.
And I think
It's fucking insane.
Johnny Somali's not like the most in shape person, so they outrun him.
What would have ever given you the idea he was?
They outrun him, and so
Easily.
they like split up or something, and they outrun him. And the dude,
Split up, gang. We
this
gotta hunt for
homeless,
clues.
the street. This part is crazy. The homeless, the streamer, he finds like this little like inlet, like little alleyway or something where the shops are, and he's hiding there. He just like sits there. He's like catching his breath. He's hiding in like this tiny spot with the camera pointed at his face, and you can hear in the background that Johnny Somali is like shouting, like at the top of his lungs, like screaming,
No,
because what
the
he's trying to
fuck?
do, what he's trying
Is
to do
like
is like,
echolocate.
yeah, he's stream sniping him, and he's trying to like see if he can find
He's
out
doing
where he is
clicks.
by shouting, by hearing himself in the stream.
That wouldn't make any sense.
It doesn't, but he's doing that.
There'd be too much of a delay for that to work
Yeah,
properly.
and Johnny Smiley sounds absolutely insane in this clip.
No, he sounds complete.
He
You have
literally
the
goes
clip.
like, ah!
have
He's
the
like
clip.
screaming like that, like full volume out in the streets at night. And you're just watching this guy be like, I know I'm not like the best person ever or whatever, but I care
Well, at least
about
he's
like
self-aware.
my stream and stuff. So like I don't want to show this guy here. Like I don't know this guy. I don't.
I care about my stream, and I think I'm in genuine fucking danger. I think
So
my life might be
eventually,
at risk.
okay, but he's not the smartest guy. I think he says he's not the smartest guy or something. So he
I mean, I
goes
don't
back to
think
his
anybody ever said it was.
he goes back to his apartment, like avoiding Johnny Somali, and he dresses up. And I think this might be a different day or
Dresses
something.
up.
It might be a different day.
Dresses up.
He like changes outfits, and he goes out again. He goes out again, and actually, I might have mixed it up a little bit. I think Johnny Somali. So first, Johnny Somali, he stream snipes this dude, but he's not with his girlfriend. He's just at a bar by himself, and so he outruns Johnny Somali. And then this is the same day. He goes back to his apartment, dresses up because he's going on a date with his girlfriend, and then so he goes out again, and then that's when Johnny Somali shows up again on his stream because he streams the whole thing. He streamed the whole thing. So Johnny Somali shows up again, and this time his girlfriend is with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, Johnny's. Or no, sorry, not Johnny. Homeless.
Homeless.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mixed it up a little bit. Homeless, he's just by himself at the first streaming.
Right.
He's streaming it by himself at first. He gets stream sniped by Johnny Somali. He outruns him. And all the other stuff was right. He outruns him. He goes back to his house, changes outfits, and then he goes out again. Same night.
Just don't go back out.
Same night. He goes out again.
Just stay home.
He goes out again, and he streams.
Danger is
He's
in the
streaming the
world.
whole time. By the way, he streams everything.
Oh, so
So-
he basically streamed where he lived and how to get to where he lived.
I don't know if he did that part. I just know that he streamed. I know for sure that he streamed his way over to the date with his girlfriend after the first encounter, first alternate encounter. So he goes like this bar, another bar, and this time he's with his girlfriend. And Johnny, guess who shows up again? Good old Ramsey Ishmael. He pops in again, and then they
On your right.
he like goes up right behind his ear. He goes, on your right. So yeah, at that point, I think they both
This is a horror movie villain. This is a horror movie.
at that point they
this
both leave, and then they go to like the police
Oh my
department or something,
God.
and they file.
Should have gone there first. Should have gone there first.
So him and his girlfriend go file a police report against Ramsey Ishmael. So that happens. That happened like 2 days ago or something. So that's where we're standing right now.
Fucking insane, dude.
I think earlier today or yesterday, he got arrested again. Ramsey Ishmael.
When is he not?
I don't know, but so before this, because of that like stalking charge that homeless and his girlfriend filed against Johnny Somali, the police were like out looking for him. So apparently, what happened was him and Hank went. They left their apartment and they went to like this hotel to like hide out there for a while, avoiding the police. It's a love hotel, by the way, that they're hiding in.
Oh, okay.
A hotel that's meant to like for couples to go in and bang.
Now restate who's in here real quick, just so we
Hank,
can
Hank,
really
and
circle some dots here.
Hank and Ramsey Ishmael walk into a love hotel
Mm-hmm.
to hide away from the police.
One more time.
He starts streaming in this love hotel with Hank.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, they start streaming, and Hank makes a call to the police department to try to like I guess clear Ramsey Ishmael's name or something, and it doesn't go well because the police aren't buying any of his bullshit, and then they're just
I never would have guessed.
they're like the police are like, yeah, you should come into the department so that you could clear your name in person, and I don't think they do. So
I mean, they wouldn't be able to clear themselves.
they don't, and so I think the next day, Ramsey starts streaming again, and this time he's like shirtless and he's wearing like booty shorts or something, like short shorts, and he's dancing in like the middle. He's dancing in like this little spot in the middle of the street. It's like a little walkway where the center is like a walkway. So he's just standing in the center of the street, dancing, naked, and the police rock up on him while he's there, and so they arrest him, like right there. They grab him off the street, arrest him, and I think that's where we are today. So he's just been racking up a bunch of stuff since that trial. First off, sorry, you go ahead.
No, it's just I don't know like what makes him think. It's just
he's got main character
mind.
syndrome. That's all.
It's that, but he's never like there was no point ever where he was the main character. It was always like this is the villain.
No, this is like the side. This is the side quest where you get to. This is the side quest starring the comical relief side
this
character.
This is Paste Pot Pete.
This is the Paste Pot Pete from Marvel Rivals.
This is what happens every time they get the Paste Pot Pete in Ultimate Spider-Man. He's just doing some shit like this. It's just like this is unconsequential to everybody else, but like for some reason he thinks I'm at the center. No, I'm what's important.
Yeah, so I think before his first trial, he went on stream saying stuff like, or no, I guess this was after the trial. So directly after his trial, he started streaming, and he was talking about how he wasn't going to get any jail time for any of these charges. So he was saying stuff like, walking around with a rotten fish or like dancing in public, you can't get jail time for that. It just doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm. No, he's on to something.
Right. And you know what, James? I have this sneaking suspicion. Okay, hear me out. I hope I'm not right on this, but I mean, you know how my intuition is. So, some part of me thinks that he is actually just going to walk away clean.
No,
like they're just gonna like that.
Doesn't he already have like 5 years though? Like
no, I don't think he's been sentenced to anything. He just pleaded guilty to like the misdemeanor stuff, which I think they're still deciding on what punishment he's supposed to get. I think for the misdemeanors, it's going to be fines. For the obstruction of business, which is a felony, he might get jail time for that. Maybe like, if I had to guess, maybe like a year or two or something.
It's I can't even think of a funny punishment. It's just such a genuine menace.
One of the punishments, everyone's been making fun of him that he's going to start picking cabbage in the fields, because one of the punishments for the crimes that he's done is that he has to, since he can't work, he has to do like manual labor as
Yeah,
part of his
forced labor.
punishment. So they might send him to like a farm to work as a farmhand
Why cabbage specifically? Why is
because there are cabbage farms
Okay, I
in
wasn't
Korea.
sure if
That's
maybe
just it.
everyone was like, I wasn't sure if maybe everyone was like wanting him to do that one specifically because it related to something maybe he's done.
No, it's just because
Okay,
there's
just
cabbage
because
farms in Korea.
okay.
Yeah, so if he was to be sentenced to manual labor, it's most likely that he's gonna go pick cabbage. That's why he's gonna. That's why they've
Jesus.
been saying that. But anyway,
Okay.
yeah. So that would be one of the punishments. A part of me thinks that he is actually just gonna get away scot free. It might
Yeah, he
just be like a
thinks.
repeat. It might be a repeat of the Japan thing, of the Israel thing. He went to those countries, got arrested, and they just said,
Did he go to
screw off.
Israel?
He did go to Israel. I forgot to mention
Yeah,
that.
they aren't very fond of black people in Israel, so I imagine that was not a good time in general.
Maybe not. I don't. I don't know too much about that. I think I might have gotten the timeline a little bit mixed up. I think he went to Japan and then he went to Israel and then he went to Korea.
Oh yeah, you know what? No, I definitely remember hearing about him going to Israel, but I don't remember anything coming
Yeah.
out of it,
All I
you
know is
know?
that he went to Israel. He harassed like a female police officer there, and then the police were on him for a while, but he
Well,
didn't
the
get any
police are the
charges.
military. That's a hell of a thing, Troy.
Yeah. I don't know if they have like local police or
They
something or if it's
they
all
have
military.
shot people for literally just standing still.
Well, guess what,
They
James? You were proven
it's
wrong
a
because Johnny Somali, a black man, walked in there, sexually harassed one of their female military personnel, and then he got away scot free.
yeah,
So,
yeah, but they're also really pro rape, so that's not surprising either. Unfortunately so, but like that is the case.
yeah. So, yeah, I don't know if he's actually going to get any jail time. I hope he does, but it might just be a repeat
That's
of
the
Japan
dream.
and Israel where they just go, just get out of here. I don't. We're banning you from coming back to our country, so get out of here. Part of me thinks, that's going to be what happens. Although everyone else says he's going to get jail time,
I
including
hope.
Legal Mindset, the lawyer. So he probably knows more than I do, honestly. At this point, it's just a feeling. So I think Legal Mindset he says something like 5+ years at least 5 years. Plus, he still hasn't done. He has another trial in like a different district, and that's for the deepfake stuff that he did. So that one is like, I think they said that one is guaranteed jail time pretty much, but that hasn't happened yet. So don't know. We'll just have to
Oh,
twiddle our thumbs, wait for that news to come out. You know.
yeah, I know.
Well, I mean, that's all I really wanted to talk about. That filled up, the whole episode. James, if you
I
have
do have
anything,
one quick thing, and I did message you this in the middle of the night last night about it.
uh, did you?
To be specific, near death AEW match.
Oh
So I've
yeah,
sent
you
you a
did message me
video.
that.
I've sent you a video. It is 9 minutes long, but I want you to skip to around the 4 minutes mark.
4 minutes.
Go 4:16.
4:16. I can go 4:05 and then just watch from here.
Yeah, as close as you can get it. You
Okay.
you don't really need the volume if like you don't want or whatnot. The
I
volume
have it
isn't what
set super
matters.
low. It's probably not gonna trigger anything.
Okay.
So I see him. I see this bald man setting up a table.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Are
know
you
who any of the
paused? Are you
wrestlers are,
playing?
by the way.
Okay, so the bald man is John Maxley, and the other guy is Edge. I don't know much about John Maxley, but the Edge is he came from the '90s, and he's been a
Oh,
pretty like kind of on and off with the WWE. So AEW is a faction of the WWE, just for explanation.
oh, really?
Um, and they used to be bigger than WWE for a while during the
Okay.
2010s, but have recently gone down. And WWE has picked up the steam of being the main event again.
Okay. I'm gonna
So
pause right here. I think I'm at.
yeah, where are you at?
So I'm at it right after John Looksmax gets hit in the back by uh Edger with
It's
with like a bat.
gets hit in the back.
Yeah, he gets hit in the back with a bat, and then Edger is grabbing his head, like behind his in his armpit, like an armpit grab.
Hmm.
And then I'm playing it. He does a flip onto the bat.
Yeah.
Oh,
So this is a spiked bat, by the way.
oh, yeah. He flips him onto the spiked bat.
That's like a good maybe 3 inches, maybe 4 inches of nail. And
Oh,
this is not a prop. This is an actual nail
that
plank
is
of
an
wood in
actual
his
nail bat.
back. Because if you watch it as they keep trying to pull it out, it is gouging and yanking on skin and like tugging and stuff.
Is this scripted?
Um, it's kind of hard to tell with AEW
So
because it seems like they're going for gore over content.
okay,
Lately, they've been doing a lot of very bloody, very sort of violent acts of not just like,
yeah. Why
oh, this
God?
is wrestling
It
for.
is
Oh, by
in
the way,
him. It is 100% impaled in
Charlie
him.
White. Charlie White enters the ring to kick Edge out.
Oh my God! It is Charles. Is that Charles White?
Oh, and yeah, when Charles White tries to start pulling it out, he's having a lot of trouble. He has to call the. You can really see the skin. Oh, especially when he falls to his knees.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Oh yeah. That's oh
It
my
them
God.
struggling. It's
Oh, and
scripted
he's
that he gets
bleeding
hit by
too.
this.
He's
Yeah,
bleeding.
and that's why Charles White jumps out to go fight Edge so they can spend time getting it pulled out of him. And
Okay.
I'm pretty sure the ref hurt his right hand doing that
Trying to
on
pull
the
the bat out.
nails. Yeah, so that's why he's holding his right hand against himself because you see him like wave his hand around after pulling it out, like as if he like punctured himself. Here's I don't know.
Then
Here's
Charles
Mr.
White just gets
Clean.
slammed, gets knocked out on the table by Edger. Oh, and then another person comes in and just what is
Yeah,
happening?
it's Jonathan Sims, Johnny Sins. So
Mr. Clean comes in from the crowd and just
yeah,
knocks out
dressed
Edger.
in the same attire as Charlie White.
Oh,
But yeah, they're definitely all supposed to enter the ring and like beat up on Edge for pulling a move like this. So it definitely seems like it's scripted by them, like just doing this.
okay.
But I don't think they thought out how bad it was going to be. Also,
So
we
that
didn't
that
see that.
injury that guy got is worse than they thought it was gonna be.
I think so.
I mean, it looks like it like punctured his like it went deep
It
enough to
did.
puncture his lungs or
It
something.
well, not his lungs, but
His
also
spine,
they're doing a move here that they've done a few times, and it is
the chair.
much like the dropping somebody from the air onto the spiked bat. They're doing a thing that I think can potentially break a guy's neck if done incorrectly.
Yeah,
Which Jesus Christ,
I'm starting to see it. Yeah. Oh,
we don't get to it, but at the beginning of the clip, we don't see it because I wanted us to skip to that
oh,
specifically.
that dude just pulled a full like let me hug you judge real quick right out of the
Uh huh.
ring. Flies out of the ring.
Oh, he's gonna slam. Oh,
Oh,
he just did
the
a
guy gets
pile
up
driver.
from the bat
Yeah,
injury. He's
yeah.
fine.
Don't worry. Well, he was fine.
Oh, yep.
Got a concussion real quick.
He's head slammed onto the.
Jesus Christ, that's a great close up on Edge.
That was a good one.
That's a good close up on
Has the
Edge.
near death thing happened yet, or
That's what it was. Him getting dropped on the thing because
him being
that
full
going
vertical, head dropped onto the?
yes,
Okay.
that going wrong can literally like separate your vertebrae just from
Yeah, that
like
could break
landing
your
on something
that
like that.
breaks your neck and you're dead.
There, there's so many wrestlers, especially in WWE history, who
Yeah.
have very major injuries, like can never walk again kind of injuries
Yeah.
because they were like hit wrong. I wish I had saved the clip. And the wrestler, he does like an amazing uh like rest of the match. Like he breaks his back halfway through the match and you see he's in pain the entire time, but he never like lets up and keeps going. And he's got this whole like very vain personality sort of thing that he does where he
Yeah.
like kind of like pulls a sweat off his face, flicks at the guy and then starts doing like a kind of like samba
What is
dance and
going on?
whatnot.
Why did it all become a co-ed
It's
wrestling match all of a sudden?
AEW is very co-ed. That's a
Okay.
great that I'll say that is a very good thing is that like they don't oppose from it because it used to be that like in WWE women were not like allowed to fight at the same time, and if they were it was only for like a joke. It was never
Yeah.
like a serious thing. And it's a thing that I like that's becoming more normalized is allowing women and men to wrestle together because it definitely breaks it up. And dude, more I would say this, I think women wrestlers do a lot better job selling the hits than men do most of the time.
Yeah. I
Not
wouldn't know.
counting
I
this
don't
guy
see.
who
I don't
just
watch
genuinely
wrestling
got
that
dropped on
much.
his back. I've been getting more into it recently, which is why I'm feeling confident to say
So you like watching the AEW?
no. Maybe older AEW, but definitely not newer. They are newer AEW
That
is
looked that
just
looked
like I
really
said.
painful, actually.
Like yeah, and again, I mentioned the chair thing. So they set it up where they get his head in between the layers of the chair,
Yeah.
and then and he stands up with it where
Mm,
his head is in between it, and then they get to the top rope, jump down on him, so where they come down on him, the chair unfolds and his head's in the middle of the chair as he hits it, so he bangs his head off the chair.
right.
But like if you don't do that correctly, you're gonna snap your fucking neck.
Yeah.
It's and again, they set it up at the beginning of the clip. We didn't watch that part. They set it up to do it. It doesn't get done, and then
Yeah,
they
he gets
try to
like
do it
interrupted.
again, and yeah, it gets interrupted twice because we see the one with the other guys trying to do it, and it's just this is such a mess. It's also very just messy in general because it's like
I mean,
all
it
these
looked
different groups of
crazy though. I
people.
mean, I can see the entertainment value in this.
There's definitely entertainment value, but I also feel like doing something like that puts me off.
Yeah, because
Like there's a
you're thinking in your mind this guy might actually die.
yeah, it's just because like again, I went on like a little bit of a binge specifically watching botches and major injuries, and it made me realize how fucking stupid a lot of the shit that's done is, and how vain it is in the idea of we're just trying to sell a good show, and it's like okay, you're gonna get yourself killed though, or you're gonna like fucking break your back in like in a way that it can never heal from. Which there's a I'm trying to remember that wrestler's name, but it was iconic for the reason why like they don't do like flying down from the rafters gimmicks anymore
Yeah.
because this guy's his line broke and failed and he came down too fast and I think he hit his head on one of the turnbuckles, one of the poles at the end
Oh.
and broke his neck and just died.
Oh. That's huh.
It just died in the middle of a match while people are watching and everything. Not like training, like this is on the day, and they had to. There was a blood stain in the middle of the arena. They pulled his body out and I think continued the match, and people tried to act like it didn't happen. But
Yeah, well,
like
you
you
know.
see all the wrestlers like kind of walk by it, pause and just kind of stare at it, and then just kind of be like, "Oh yeah, we're doing something." And then like do like kind of very slow movements while then looking back over at it and stuff. It's just there's there's a lot of unnecessary death that comes from it, and I just think it's crazy.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
it's really Vince
I
McMahon's
get the
fault.
entertainment value of watching people hurt themselves or hurting other
Hmm.
people. And you know what?
Right.
That's been a classic entertainment thing.
And I get
You
it,
can go too
but I
far for
don't
it.
think you should die for doing it.
Yeah,
I don't think you have
you
to
can't go
die to
too
sell it.
far. So, you know, AEW might be pushing it. They really want to find that line of
It's
like right
they're trying to
before
get
death.
back in public attention, and especially recently with how major a lot of the events within WWE is. I mean, John Cena turned heel.
I did
JD.
hear about that.
That's a
I didn't
major
know
thing
what the
because I
big
think
deal
he's
was for that.
so there's two types of wrestlers in pro wrestling. Faces and heels. Faces are the heroes, heels are the bad guys. John Cena I think has had the longest running face going or something, or he had the purest form of it. And
Mm,
that's how he was always marketed. He was the face who could never falter. You know, Hulk Hogan, he had a bit of dark moments and whatnot. Even though Hulk
okay.
Hogan is like in real life is a heel and nobody ever liked him as a face to begin with. But he was always sold as it. That's not even a joke. Like nobody likes him as a face because he's so bad at selling it. And he's just
Uh-huh.
such a genuinely horrible person. Everyone's like, why weren't you just a heel? Uh but
You're a
yeah,
heel,
like
James.
I know. We both are. To be fair, we are both monsters. But
I would never wrestle though.
John Cena was like the defined as the unbreakable face, and then in he's on a farewell tour. He's like hugging Cody Rhodes, who's like a major wrestler right now. Uh, and for some reason, fucking Travis Scott is in the ring.
Of course.
This
That's my
this just
boy right
has
there. It's My
It
boy
just adds to
Travis
the
Scott.
randomness of this moment because it's like, wow, this is a really epic moment, and for some reason, Travis Scott is aura farming in the
Yeah,
back.
he's aura farming. He's sitting there. He's rizzing up the
He's
audience.
hanging on the ropes as if he's like a professional wrestler who's been with this group for
That's just
years,
my
and
boy
it's
right
not his
there, Trav
first time
Scotty.
walking out.
Trav Scotty. That's my boy
Like
right there.
John Cena, like he's passing off the torch of like the kind of like main guy, I think, to Cody Rhodes, where he's saying like good luck and everything, because this is his like end to wrestling.
Right.
And The Rock is he's a heel. He's not a face. He's a heel, and
Right.
that's always been his gimmick, is that he's the snooty, rich heel. Who's
Okay.
very fucking like, I don't give a shit about anybody else. That's his whole attitude.
Can you smell
He's
what the Rock is?
is cooking. Yeah, he's standing behind Cody Rhodes as John Cena hugs him. John Cena looks at him, and the camera cuts to him. And apparently, there's a signifying thing with how many fingers The Rock holds up while doing this, because he's been doing a countdown of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Mhm.
And I think he did 3 fingers this time. And because I remember thinking that's a really weird way to do the whole throat slice like hand signal. Because I'll show it to you and try to describe it the best I can.
Sure.
Turn my camera on for this. I look terrible, by the way. I've been at a baby shower all day. I'm very exhausted. But he takes his 2 fingers and his thumb, and he places it like at the jawline, and then just kind of like weirdly drags it like flat and pointing towards himself across the neck, and then like that
Nah,
up to the other side of the
I think he
chin
just
and
failed at
flicks
doing
out.
that. He just failed at doing
But
the
that's so
looks maxing thing.
simple. That's so simple, and he just goes, eh. And
Perfect.
it's like, it's so weird. But then it cuts to John Cena, because everyone's like, yeah. I think even the announcers are like, oh, "What is The Rock signaling to do? What is this?" And John Cena just like gives like a nod before stunning Cody Rhodes, knocking him down, and then taking the championship belt and holding it over his head. And this is a very defining moment, because this is John Cena going heel. This is not a heroic move. This is not a face action. This
Uh
is
huh.
this is going against everything. And then I think this week he came out to do a show, not like a fight, but it's leading up to a fight. I don't know against who, but he goes out to do like this whole announcement and everything, standing on the stage, and he's like, "I fucking hate all of you people, especially people wearing my merchandise. I
Finally.
really hate you." And it cuts to a kid in the crowd looking like really panicked, while full head to toe in John Cena merchandise. It was
Both of
so
them
funny
paid
because
actors.
he literally points at the kid and he's like, "You especially," and it cuts to the kid. The kid like looks genuinely like upset and nervous.
Perfect.
But another
Ruining
interesting
childhoods.
thing is when people usually make like career changes, like going from hero to heel, they'll do like, music changes for their intros. They'll do outfit changes. John Cena didn't do any of that. He's wearing the
Oh, so he's just
same
John Cena.
gimmick. He's still in the hat, he's still in the shirt, the wristbands, the
His theme song's the
jeans or
same.
jean shorts. The theme song's the same. And it's almost like kind of like it's worse in a good way that it's the same. Like it plays into like my time is now type thing, because that's a song. And it used to be like this kind of like heroic thing, but like now it's like, no, fuck you, my time is now. I'm going out the door my way. And he goes out and he's fucking like shitting on all the fans, and people are sitting or people are, I think it was in Italy or something, because the crowd was really vocal and they were screaming, "John Cena sucks" to his song.
Yeah.
John Cena sucks. And they're like, "Asshole, asshole, asshole."
Perfect.
Okay, I gotta get the door though, so
Well, I mean, that's fine. We can just wrap it up
I was
here.
gonna say like this is gonna be it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's I guess that's pretty big news. For
It
someone
is.
like me who's not into wrestling, that's
I'll try
you
to
know,
spice that in at the end of the episodes from now on.
sure, just a little wrestling updates. That's fine.
Yeah, little wrestling stuff, keep you in the know.
Yeah, but I guess
I
that's
will say, as a allude for next week, there's been some really great CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns rivalry going on. But Jesus Christ, can they stop sending in 50 security guards to stop the match each time it happens and just let it like play out, or have them just like walk away themselves? It's so pathetic and like weird looking that they have 50 security guards rush the stage to like
I
stop the
love
fight.
the imagery of like two dudes about to duke out, and then like a whole
Three
army,
dudes.
three dudes about to duke out, and the whole army just coming in to stop them from duking each other.
All heels, by the way. all great heels. CM Punk is one of my favorite heels. He does such a good job of playing an asshole, but he's like such a genuinely good person in real life. It's great.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
guess that's it from us for this week. If you guys enjoyed, you should subscribe. Hit that bell notification icon for to know whenever we come live. If you like James, his stuff is in the description. And that's it from me, James. Bring us out.
Can't see me. My time is.